All new Raceway Riches Instant Game. And look at that! We have a winner! Could you be next?
Speed to the good times with the all-new Raceway Riches Instant Game from the Tennessee Lottery. And don't miss the Tennessee Lottery 250 at Nashville Superspeedway on Saturday, June 25th. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Hey, you can't bring new hot instant games from the Tennessee Lottery into work.
Why? They got smoking hot top prizes. Hey, look, I won!
Oh, what have you done?
Huh. Guess they were hotter than I thought.
Heat up your wallet with all-new hot instant games from the Tennessee Lottery, and you can win scorching hot top prizes up to $500,000. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
Please play responsibly.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm!
Now here's Bruno and Zach.
O'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on this Monday, June 13th edition of the afternoon stretch. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams, all coming to you live from the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. If you want to get involved, it's very, very simple. 615-844-5600, getting you caught up from the weekend. We're getting caught up from the weekend. We appreciate y'all tuning in today here on this sweltering. I mean, it's official. I don't care. Summer starts next week. I don't care. It's here. It's here today. Summer is here today because I was riding in and my temperature on my car said 101 degrees after spending $70 on a tank of gas to get here. It's hot, and I'm upset. How are you doing today, Bruno?
I'm pretty good.
Feeling good? Got a haircut?
Yes.
For anyone who's not watching our video feed, Bruno Reagan got a haircut?
I mean, it's a really big step for me. If you don't know me, one of my big issues, first of all, I moved out, so I'm back on my own again. And
you had a short time back at the place, dude, from Birmingham.
I'm very hopeless by myself. It's like a very big issue. Like, I don't do anything like that takes care of myself. So getting a haircut was a big step.
That was good. Where do you get a haircut at?
Great Clips.
Yeah, same. They went up in prices too.
Whatever. Hey.
They told me they were like inflation. I was like, you're telling me it costs more for you to take your scissors like this? They went up in prices. I couldn't believe that. It was like $20 or something last time I went. Crazy.
My price went up.
Yeah.
You want to hang out with me? Price is up.
Yeah, but it's free to call in though. 615-844-5600.
We should change that.
charge a phone call fee.
We would never get another phone
Maybe
call.
to some of our callers. Just like certain ones.
I'll never ban you.
No.
You'll never be banned.
You'll just be behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Ray Dosky, how are you doing after this weekend?
I'm well, but the more important question is, how are you doing?
Thank you. I'm
You're
glad you
welcome.
asked. So I wanted to lead off talking about
Yeah, I'm about
this.
to say, Ray, we don't care, and he knows that. So.
You know, movies are kind of my thing, right? I love going to films, seeing films. Bruno, you have no idea. You can check out if you want. Over the weekend, though, Ray, because I'll talk to you because you care about film. I saw two movies. First one I saw, Top Gun, Maverick.
Saw that as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, God, fell right for it.
That was
Hook, line, and sinker. Navy boy now.
amazing. I put it on. I put it on my Twitter. I said I'm growing a mustache. I'm quitting radio, and I'm joining the Navy.
You want to know? Sadly, there are people out there that that happens. They're like Top Gun Maverick.
If I'm 18 years old on Saturday when I saw that movie, I'm joining the Navy or Air Force and I'm becoming a fighter pilot.
Listen,
I was so jacked up. I was like looking for flight simulators in my house.
I grew up in a military town, so somehow I have absolutely no military connection living in Clarksville, but everyone else does. And everyone that I know is like, that is hilarious. They see that movie, they're like, this is hilarious.
Look, I assume it's fake. I assume it's maybe not that way. Because there's
Miles
things
Teller's on the beach.
I mean, hey, Miles Teller, good-looking guy. All right, that's first team all cutie right there. All right, you got to give it to him. That is a good-looking guy with that mustache. Made me want to go buy like the what do they call those? The little white shirts with like the tank tops, and then have like the Hawaiian shirt over top
wife
of it.
beater?
Yeah, get the like the aviators, you know, just grow the mustache out. I mean, I'm really thinking about it.
I'm surprised you're already halfway there, aren't you?
Hey, it's going to take a couple months. It's going to take a couple months for me to get a nice, good mustache.
So let me ask you guys this.
Dude, there's a lot of people that. Anyway, I'm sorry, Ray, but there's a lot of people that I've seen the Miles Teller scene. There's a lot of dudes that took their girls out to watch that movie, and I would be feeling some type of
Hey,
way.
he looked good.
Yeah, I know. That's the issue. I know.
He looked good.
It's one of those people where, like, if he was in your girlfriend's DMs, you'd be like, it's over. Like, you better leave.
Top Gun, that was a tremendous movie. I mean, every bit of that movie. You need to go. I know you don't like movies. That's one worth going to see in the theaters, Bruno.
Well, you haven't asked him the most important question. Have you seen Top Gun?
No, yeah.
No.
I know he hasn't.
So he's got to go watch Top Gun before he sees Top Gun 2.
Oh, true.
Is this a direct sequel to
Yeah,
a movie
this is Top Gun
40 years
Maverick.
ago?
Yeah,
Yes.
and they did it really well.
They did.
They did it. That is a tremendous movie. I mean, if you haven't seen it, not brought to you by Top Gun Maverick, I promise you.
Or the United States military.
Yeah, neither one are paying us.
What would be your call name?
Oh, see, I was thinking that.
I know you were.
I was thinking that. I don't know. I want something cool. You know,
You would not get something.
Rooster wasn't that cool.
I
get
like
what they
Rooster.
were doing. I get they were doing, but that wasn't that cool.
Iceman?
Iceman's cool, but you know.
Yeah,
it's taken. I want something that's got to be new. You know what I mean? It can't be. I can't just. How lame if someone joins the Air Force to become a fighter pilot. They go really to do that stuff, and they're like, "I'm going to be Maverick."
Nah.
Goose was a good one, though.
You'd be Big Mouth.
Big Mouth would be good.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
No.
Big Mouth?
Part of having a good call name is it's endearing, right?
Yeah. No, Big Mouth. That's not a bad one. I like that one.
Like, I'd want to be like Gordo or something. El Gordo.
Fat boy.
El Gordo. I mean, that's what Gordo means.
Yeah. That'd be a good one. That'd be yeah. That
or
would be
Boulder
awesome.
in Spanish. That'd be a good
Boulder.
one.
Yeah.
That one can't be mountain. Mountain implies, like, very strong.
Yeah.
Not very strong.
But no, Top Gun, amazing. Saturday, went and saw it. Left out of there, patriotic for the boys in blue, everything.
I can't wait till people are going to come back to that point in their life where they watch that movie and now they're sleeping in 1-inch pods off the coast of Japan. Like, that's the real Navy.
This is how I got here. Sunday, I go back to see a film, Jurassic Park World Dominion. Giant piece of flaming dog crap. That movie sucks. If you're a Jurassic Park fan, don't go see it. It's terrible.
We're in the golden age of absolutely squeezing every little dollar out of every little IP. I mean, I see it. I'll tell you why. I don't watch movies. I play video games. And anytime Blizzard releases something now, I'm just I grew up. I was 5 years old when they made every single game they made. I'm 26 now, and they're just like, here's the 4th version of that. That's what the same thing with Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Starfield's coming out now. I saw that.
It's just like
no, Jurassic Park is a good franchise. This was a terrible movie. I don't know who and they made all their money back probably from opening day. But Jurassic Park, that one I promise you can miss if you haven't seen it. That one I'll never blame anyone for not.
Will you watch another Jurassic Park movie?
Yeah, because I'm not blaming the franchise. I'm blaming this one. Every other one was pretty good. This one sucks. It's real bad. It's real bad. But Top Gun Maverick is a masterpiece, and Jurassic Park is a flaming piece of dog
I saw
crap.
the Jurassic Park with the Mario guy. What's his name? Chris Evans? Is that his name?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mario. I just know him as Mario now. I saw that one, which, by the way, what a terrible ending. Have you seen that one? They the little girl releases all the
Oh yeah. No, I know. I saw that one. That was
I was like, you just betrayed the entire human race. That's
and
the end of this movie.
Yeah, and that's how this.
You
one,
have doomed humanity.
This one picks up from where that one left off.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and you're like, cool. They're gonna be out around people. Not that cool actually. And the dinosaurs look like they're 720p. They're terrible. And the quotes and the directing was terrible. It was.
Is
dumb.
this the Jurassic Park movie with the babysitter? Doesn't she just get destroyed?
The babysitter. Oh, that yeah. So that's the first one of the new saga.
Yeah.
Of the new saga because they had the original
I've
3.
seen that clip. I was like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've
Yeah,
ever
they
seen.
killed her really hard in that movie. they really for some reason I don't know.
They proved a point.
I think that was Alex Daddario.
I don't know who that is. That's like telling Alex Dario that's Bruno Reagan.
You've never said anything more true in your life. Oh, man. But no, so that's what I did over the weekend. What did you do over the weekend? Nothing?
Yeah, why do you even ask?
I don't know why I ask. You're like...
I'm out there making moves.
You're not making moves. I know you're not. You're like eating McDonald's in the bed.
I'm out there failing upwards. That's what I'm doing.
You'll hashtag grinding, and you're just sitting in bed at 3 p.m.
I'm just mentally ahead of everyone. That's a big issue, so I don't feel the need to work.
Ray, what'd you do this weekend? Did you get anything good going? I mean, you obviously had the show yesterday. Run with it.
I did have the show. That was a lot of fun yesterday with myself and Patton. Got some swimming with the kids. We went to the pool a little bit.
Ooh, I went swimming yesterday too. Yeah,
it was nice to kind of just have a break and hang out with them. I haven't seen them in a while because we've been doing all these Vandy games.
Oh, you haven't seen your kids in a while?
Well, I mean, like on the weekend, you know what I mean, like in terms of spending time with them and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have kids. I just knew I wouldn't hang out with them either.
I also watched the movie this weekend as well. Hustle. You ever hear of Hustle?
Hustle, yes, that's the new Adam Sandler thing. I haven't seen it yet. I heard a lot of people talk
I
about
heard
it.
people have said it's good.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because, or at least that's a good thing, because Uncut Gems was terrible.
Yes,
no, you're wrong. Uncut Gems was great.
That was like the last movie I saw in theaters.
You couldn't take the anxiety.
Awful.
That's what you couldn't take.
No, are you kidding me? It was the least anxious. You couldn't take the anxiety. It was Kevin Durant in a store for 40 minutes. What anxiety? No. This is just a bad movie.
Uncut Gems is great. Uncut Gems.
Hey, man, I've had a gun pulled on me, like straight up in person. If that can't trigger my anxiety, I just don't have it.
No, maybe not. But no, that was a good movie. You're wrong on that. Uncut Gems was great. I've heard Hustle, though, is really, really good.
A LeBron James production.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it's also Happy Madison.
I think they co-produced it, but they did announce that. But I mean, they had almost every NBA star in there.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers. We don't give spoilers.
No, go enjoy
it. The main character is that white basketball player, right?
Yeah, that plays for the
Utah
Jazz.
It's a real underdog story.
Yeah, he's from Spain.
Yeah.
I don't think he's white.
Whatever. If I'm white, you're white.
I would attempt to say his last name, but I can't. I'd butcher it.
Yeah.
It's so long.
I guess he's an actual player.
He's
right?
an actual player, yeah.
That's a good. I want to see it. It's on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen that.
Have you guys been watching the Obi-Wan stuff? No.
Yeah, I have.
No.
I think I'm getting to a point where I just hate Star Wars.
Dude,
this one's good.
I haven't seen it
yet. They
yet.
say that, but my issue is like, it's very easy to. It doesn't feel like a grandiose world. I can tell the sets, like in all these in Ahsoka, in Boba, in all of them. Like, it's all like you can tell. It's not. It just doesn't feel like a grandiose
world. Desert they use over and over
again.
Yeah,
it looks like they're in a 24 by 24 foot room with props. It's very clearly. It's hard to get engaged into it.
I haven't seen it yet.
That's the movies do well with the what's it called, the atmosphere. The shows are good, like well written. They're just have no atmosphere.
I feel like
Hey, that Ahsoka, she has like her horns glued to her. They're like glued to her. It's terrible. Darth Maul looked better.
I feel like
100 years ago.
I only watched Star Wars just because like society's like, yeah, Star Wars is good. And I think I'm coming to a realization where I'm like, I actually don't care.
It's
about
not
Star
good
Wars
anymore. Those comics.
I don't think I like any of
them.
Ago. I'll go back and watch A New Hope and all those. I don't like them. I try. I really do. And I phase out. I'm on my phone watching TikToks or something. A TikTok should not be more enjoyable for me to watch than whatever classic Star Wars movie. And that's where I'm at.
Well, they've taken a lot of these new characters from the cartoon segments. What is they brought
because they're all canon.
To life.
Everything's canon. I remember they talked about that. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, you're not.
Because what are they going to do? When's the new Star Wars movie? They keep releasing all this stuff.
They're not going to do movies anymore, I don't think.
No, who knows?
They're doing so much well on the Disney. I mean, they've got...
Yeah, why would... They're literally murdering Netflix. Why would they stop?
Hey, you know who's also not going to do anything?
Tennessee Vols Baseball.
Tennessee Vols Baseball. They're done.
Before I absolutely just enjoy the next hour of the show, I will say... there's been a lot of people putting on the media there's been a lot of people who've been like, Tennessee, you're not the best baseball team anymore. I have not seen their coach, Vitello, or any of the players declare themselves, we're the best baseball team ever. I feel like that's something the media has kind of pushed onto them. That's why I knew, because I wasn't hating on them the weeks leading up. I knew they were being put in unrealistic pressure. They are not the best baseball team ever.
We've had people call in on the show and say they better go and win everything. They have to win everything. Otherwise, the season's a failure.
Hey, man, You know how hard it is to win like 7 best of 3 5-game series? It's absurdly hard.
So hard, Vanderbilt's only done it twice.
Yes.
in this recent years.
Vanderbilt, one of Vanderbilt's best baseball teams with David Price. I'm blanking on the year. It might have been I don't think they made it to Omaha. I think they lost in the Super Regional.
Yeah, I can't remember on that. Somebody from Vandy.
Hey,
Vandy
someone out there.
in.
Someone out there.
Yeah, I know somebody on the.
But that's why I
will
knew
say this.
Tennessee Vols were just destined to let it down.
Vols fans did not help themselves with this fall.
No. The Vols will never win a serious championship. That program can't handle it. Not the program, excuse me. Programs can probably handle it. That environment is one of the most toxic places to be successful at. Probably the only toxic place to be successful at is Tennessee. They consume themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is nothing I've ever seen like this.
It's so funny to see every Tennessee fan now. And so Clay Travis made a joke out of this, and I don't blame him.
Let's just start name dropping. We need to.
Well, because I mean, he did. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It happened on Twitter, and he came out and tweeted out that the umpires in this contest was terrible. This is why baseball will never be taken serious as a sport. Blah 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 blah. All this stuff, right? And people just start jumping on it instantly. They're like, Tennessee fan crying, blah 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 blah. Tennessee Falls burning down, blah 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 blah. And then right under it, Clay comes out and he's like, I was just, I mean, all kidding around. He was like, it was a good season, but, it's just unfortunate they lost that way. But that initial thought, he could say he was joking at it as much as he wants. It was real to him. And that's how Tennessee fans feel right now. Like, I feel like I'm watching Tennessee fans completely turn off everything baseball.
Well, Tennessee has done this thing where they're like, we played the villains. We saved baseball. Hey, man, Omaha is absolutely packed to the brim. It is. I hate baseball. It's a boring sport.
Michael Melrose can punch you.
It's terrible. I would burn down the Field of Dreams if it happened again. But that Omaha atmosphere is ridiculously fun.
Oh, for sure.
Extremely fun. It makes watching the game super fun. Tennessee Vols fans would not make it better. They would make it objectively worse. It would be a worse place.
It's so funny just to watch. Because the same thing, it's just happening during the summer now, but it happens in the fall.
Absolutely.
Same turnaround.
They upset South Carolina, who's for some reason ranked 24th, and then goes and finishes the season with 4 wins. And then they lose their minds. They're like, Bama, come to us, baby. Woo! Oh, they're coming, all right.
Yeah. And then Tennessee doesn't get a bowl game.
Yeah.
And
then they have to play Vanderbilt, which, hey, fun game, right? I see what Vols fans do when it's the end of the season. They don't go to Neyland. No one does.
I just love how the Vols fans are like turning off baseball. Like, I would not be surprised if a Vols fan does not call.
They're like, we
show.
saved baseball, and then they run away as fast as possible before someone can disprove.
They're like gaslighting everybody. They're gaslighting everybody. They're like these saviors of baseball. They're trying to deflect all the loss. Doesn't matter. And you know what? Hey, that's going to continue to happen for Vols fans because that's Vols fans. That's simply what Vols fans are. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You have a what's the word I'm looking for? They have a makeup. Like if you're a Vols fan, you're going to fit a profile. And that's who they are. That's their lane that they choose into. And I respect the fact that they follow up that lane. I respect that they're like, you know what, we're going to die on this hill. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to die being a toxic villain. And then even when I lose, I'm going to double down on being toxic.
I mean, it's a good point. They were not the heels. There's an enjoyable.
No, they were. No, they were.
No,
you can't
no.
Let
me finish my thought.
Go ahead then. But I'm going to tell you wrong.
They were not the heels. People, when you're a heel, people outside of your initial. So when you turn heel, people will leave you, right? But there are some dedicated fans. When this wasn't a heel Vols baseball team, they were virtually hated. Like there wasn't an enjoyable aspect of their run from an outside Tennessee's perspective. They were genuinely just like if they were playing your team, you were going to get caught up in some BS story. Their Italian coach was going to come out there and gabagoo and like tackle the umpire. Like that's.
I think. Well, okay, the umpire thing that makes them heel because
that's not heel. That's just being reckless. Being a heel is flicking off somebody. I think that's being heel.
That's what they're doing.
I don't think that's that bad. That's like That's just trash talk, and it happens.
First base.
Apparently, in baseball, everyone is a Cardinal in the Catholic Church.
I would say that it's completely heel. I would say they fully went into it.
Nah, the second you touch an official, you are in lost. You are lost. You are lost. My brother in Christ, you are lost.
No, for sure. That's wrong. They shouldn't do that. And that's where I think.
That's not heel. That's just.
But you know what? When you're the heel, you know what you don't get to do? You don't get to be the champion. You don't get to be the win. The face always will win. And that's what happened. That's what happened. The heel lost.
But we're talking champion. They didn't get invited to the show.
Yeah.
They got cut. They're WWE actors. They didn't make it out of NXT or whatever it was called.
They're still in ROH wrestling. All right, we need to run to a break. Phone lines are filled up right now. We're going to be jumping into those right when we come back. If you're wanting to call in, keep calling until a line is available. Back after this here on the Afternoon Stretch.
Good afternoon. They moved several wrecks out here on 24 eastbound around 440 as you head out to Bradley Parkway. It's already heavy enough on 24 as you head towards Murfreesboro. Lots of radar still out here. Be careful. I-40 through Wilson County. Also out around Kingston Springs, Pegram area. Also as you get out into Dixon County. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken is now hiring. Check them out at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, it's Patton Cook from Run With It. Let me tell you about my friends over at Smiles by Design. Dr. Dwayne Jones and his team focus on providing you with personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Smiles by Design are one of the few practices that offer state-of-the-art, needle-free cavity fillings. I started going to Dr. Jones 2 years ago, and he has completely changed my smile. They are located at 105 Threet Industrial Boulevard, Unit 1001 in Smyrna. You can visit their website at drdwaynejones.com for more information, or you can call them at 615-355-1033. Again, their number is 615-355-1033. Or you can search for them on social media at Smiles by Design. So be sure the next time you're looking for dentistry services, give my friends over at Smiles by Design a try. And don't forget to tell them Patton sent you.
Lieutenant, can you tell us what happened today?
Our officers responded to a crash on I-40 westbound this morning. The driver of a pickup truck lost control of the vehicle, veered left, and went into a ditch.
911, what's your emergency?
We've been in a crash. Please send someone. My fiancé is hurt.
A front seat passenger was wearing a seatbelt. She survived without injury. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. He died at the scene.
Law enforcement writes tickets to save lives. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based mid-state company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast throughout this afternoon. Mostly sunny, temps low 80s, mostly clear overnight tonight, lows near 60. Saturday, a sunny day, highs in the mid 80s, wind gusts to 20 miles per hour, and mostly clear Saturday night, lows near 60. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Joe Gardner.
Sports Radio, WNSR. I've seen better days. I've been a star of many plays. I've seen better days.
Oh, the Bulls have seen better days. They have seen better days right now. I don't know, have they? Because this is pretty on par. You know, I mean, they built themselves up as this like dynamo, but they've seen better days.
I will say they don't have great awareness, or they are really trying the self-belief route. Like, you know, I'm a champion, because I did see their post-game presser, and one of the players, forgive me for not knowing these guys' names off the top.
I think it was Jordan Beck.
Okay, he was like, well, you know, coach was like, we put him in a good position to really continue this dynasty, and it's just like,
look, you know. They're a good baseball team.
They're great. They're a great team. They won like 30-something. Great team.
50. 50-something.
Well, SEC.
Yeah, I'm counting it all. It was a school record though for them. You know, that was a tremendous record for them that they got. They're a good baseball team, but They aren't playing baseball anymore.
They were a great baseball team, maybe the best Tennessee has ever seen.
Yeah.
And they finished one round in front of Vanderbilt's worst in the past 4 or 5 years.
If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600, we want to talk to you. Let's start off with Steve in Nashville. Steve, how you doing, brother? Steve? Hold on 1 second. Let's make sure Steve is locked in loaded. Steve, you there, buddy?
It might be when he's on his car and then you have to switch it to speaker. That always happens.
Steve, we may not be able to get you for some reason here. I'm not sure what's going on, Steve. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be no Steve. So it is what it is. Try calling back in, Steve. Yeah, that's just what's going to have to happen. 615-844-5600. Let's try Jeff in the borough. Jeff, how you doing, buddy? We got nothing. It looks like we're having some phone line problems right now.
It's not you, it's us.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. There's some phone line issues happening right now. We'll try to get those fixed up and then get y'all on the phone lines. You know, this is live radio though, baby. That's just how it goes. Dims the brakes. Dims are the brakes. That's just what
you know. How many awkward situations I've been in my life to where this doesn't matter? I don't care.
I don't know. It's technology breaking. Are we not used to that as a culture now? Because every day it's like you go to open something on your iPhone and it just doesn't load.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the station is like I love it when you guys are running around and you're like, oh, this isn't working. No one bats an eye at me. They're just like, stay seated.
Because we don't. What do you do? What do you know?
Maybe
you don't know anything.
Maybe I know something.
Maybe. Also, I don't freak out. It's just because you and I could just talk like we are literally right now. Sometimes I forget we're on like air talking, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. But we'll try to get your phone lines fixed up, and then we'll let you know when they're open again.
Because I mean, I could hate Tennessee all day, right? But there's a lot happened this weekend. I mean, we got the UFC, we got more of this golf stuff, we got a ton of stuff going down. So we do got to continue. But I know most of the callers want to stay on Tennessee.
I want to stay on Tennessee for a second. Because,
I mean, do it because Zach Womble deserves every little bit of it.
Yeah, there you go. I tagged him on Twitter too. I was like, good day for Zach Womble to stay away from the show. Is this because Tennessee, they were the top team in baseball. They have been number one. They have been majority of the season. They were number one in NCAA baseball. So this is obviously Tennessee losing. We could play fun with it being in Tennessee, but as a sport as a whole, is Tennessee losing this number one? And I wanted to ask this. I proposed this question: is this one of the worst? Because Notre Dame was the last team to get in.
Yeah.
For the playoffs. They were like last second additions here. So is this one of the biggest upsets in sports history period?
No. Baseball's talent. Having watched the limited baseball I have to watch Vanderbilt and Tennessee play, it seems like baseball there's obviously talent gaps. That's why Vanderbilt's always on top, but it's not the same as, football. Whereas if of Alabama, or at least basketball, because you can get 5 stud players on the court, right? But Alabama has such a monopoly on the players. It's just not the same thing in baseball. In baseball, I feel like is a closer skill gap from top to bottom, right? I feel like, SEC is the best conference, but it's not like they're above just getting, ran through by whatever, Kohlerville or whatever schools. There's schools I don't even hear about, and they're like, this baseball team has a historic franchise. Years like, who are these people?
Well, okay, so here's a few big notable history ones. Let me see what you think. So one of the biggest ones, Mike Tyson in 1990, going up against Buster Douglas, 41-1 odds, or was it 42-1 odds? For Mike Tyson to lose, for Buster Douglas to win. And then Buster Douglas ends up winning that fight because Mike Tyson is
I'll tell you what,
a shell of himself.
I know the Vols were not 42-1 underdogs.
No, they weren't.
They were probably, minus 200, 300 favorites? That's really not that much for being the number one, right? That's what I'm trying to say. If Alabama played Notre Dame in football, they would be minus 800. The Vols baseball team was the best team, and they weren't that much better than the second place. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What about this one? Let's see if this. I'm trying to get to one that's more comparable. Let's get to one that's more comparable. You have the 2007 Super Bowl. Do you remember off the top of your head who the 2007 Super Bowl
New York
was?
Giants versus New England Patriots.
Good job. Yes. That one where that's the year that you have.
Undefeated Patriots and wild card Eli Manning.
Yes, I mean David Tyree catching it off the dome, like all these different things. Is that comparable, or is that one still more than what Tennessee lost to?
Way more. That should have never happened. Somebody went back in time and messed the timeline up. Now we're in the dark ages. Now there's monkey picture NFTs and crypto, and now we're done because somebody messed up the timeline. That game should have never happened.
We got the phone lines back up, so if you want to jump in, 615-844-5600 for us to inevitably try to bring you on again, and it'd be silence after we said we fixed it, but you never really know. So yeah, feel free to jump back in, and we'll try our luck.
Do you have any other ones on that list?
Well, I was
Golden State.
Golden State, yeah, against Cleveland. Yeah, that's where would you say that one? Well, you got LeBron 3. I mean, it was 3-1.
That's close
in that series.
Yeah,
and then LeBron just literally lifts the entire city of Cleveland up.
That's a close one.
That's a close one. I'm trying to think of other ones that are on here that possibly you could say. I don't know. I don't know of another one. It's a tough loss. It's going to be one that Tennessee is going to remember forever. I got to say, too, congrats to Notre Dame, not only for winning, congrats to Notre Dame on your uniforms. Those uniforms are super clean. I've never seen Notre Dame's baseball uniforms before.
If Notre Dame didn't seem like such a stick in the mud school to go to, it's a cool thought, like imagine yourself in that jersey.
Yeah, they got the gold and those gold batting helmets. That was awesome. They look so good.
I like the green they throw on top.
Yeah.
Too. That Irish green.
Yeah, they do a good job. They do a good job. All right, let's try the phone lines out again. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. Steve, how you doing? Can we hear you? Steve, you there? I knew it. I had a feeling.
Hey, at least you
Steve,
prefaced it.
We can't hear you. It's just how it goes sometimes. The phones come, the phones go.
We were warned beforehand.
We were warned. We didn't know if this was going to happen. Maybe we'll try a different line. Let's go.
If this was a real sport,
let's go to someone else right here. Let's go to Tony. Tony, you're going to be a test dummy. Let's see if you can work out. Tony, how are you doing? Nothing.
See, if this was a real sport and there was as big of a story as, Tennessee flustering in like football, like, and the phone lines were down, I'd be upset. But at least it's baseball, so it doesn't
Once
really
again, Micah Melrose has full privilege. I mean, at this point, we're like brass knuckles level. Like, he can just really haul off and just send one to the moon on you, Why not? Why not do that? That's unfortunate, though. The phones we got a lot of good callers. I mean, the phone lines have filled up 3 times now. We haven't been able to bring it up.
I mean, there's so many people. Coach Vitello's on there.
Coach Vitello
Tim
called
Corbin.
in. Corbin wants to call in.
God, I love lying. It's my favorite thing.
Your tweet earlier, too. You said, what'd you say? You said jumping on radio today to talk.
Someone was like, I forgot what someone said, but I just replied. I was like, I'm also going to lie.
Yeah, you said, somebody said bad as they already look terrible, and you said, I'm going to make them look worse. I'm also going to lie. Oh, that's so good. They brought it on themselves. I do believe that. They brought this on themselves.
No, but that's why I say it's hard Tennessee's the most toxic fan base to be good at. Because the fans are like, yeah, we're number one. Bring it. These kids can take it. It's like they're not even. It's like the fans are the one getting flamed. They're like, yeah, we're the bad boys, and the team's just like, dude, we're like just trying to play. Stop. The fans make them a target.
Yeah.
If you don't, I saw I think it was a journalist. He wrote an article. He was like, if you think the other team players are paying attention, obviously they're not. Like, of course they are. They want to be the one to beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, no. There was a lot of juice. Because, look, Notre Dame's probably going to get in and flame out now. Notre Dame's won their Super Bowl. That's for sure. Beating Tennessee, you did it. Good job. You got it. You're not going to go any further. I'd be very surprised. Let me say that. I'd be very surprised if Notre Dame goes any further. Because it's even winning the College World Series, I feel like isn't the precipice was just beating Tennessee fan base.
That's all.
Right.
That's all that mattered to me.
Right. I mean, I feel like that's the same for.
I labored 21 straight days praying on Tennessee's downfall.
Finally,
every night putting my head down. May these people lose it all. Thank you.
So we have some of the press conference. We have some of the press conference with Tony Vitello. We're going to listen into a little bit of it. We're going to try once again to keep getting the phones going. We're going to see what happens. Who knows? Ray's working feverishly back there. So everybody, we all got to give claps to Ray because he's trying really hard to get this to work right now for y'all. Because I know
no clap, Bruno.
Bruno's texting.
Listen, I'm not the type of guy that's going to berate anybody. That's ridiculous, right? There have been people that worked here that would be like, oh, you know, I mean, just man-child.
John Burton.
But I'm not going to be the guy that claps at failure. If there was an earthquake and the entire production studio was destroyed, I would look at Ray.
You're not going to clap at failure?
I would look at Ray and be like, I hope you can pick it up, and I would sit right here.
Because he said that, I'm turning his mic off.
There you go. That's probably for the best. Let's listen to some of Tony Vitello's press conference after the Vols got knocked out by Notre Dame.
Leads Luke Lipsius and Redmond Walsh. Coach will make an opening statement, and then we will go into questions. For all three, please raise your hand, and we will call on you. Coach.
Obviously, congratulations to Notre Dame. I'd say they have a lot to do with what I'm at fault for as far as decision-making, and the job of a coach is once the game starts, put your guys in a good position to succeed, and I didn't do that. But this is a job that requires big boy decisions, and they come at high stakes when you play in our league or you get into the postseason. A lot of that was discomfort from things we saw out of Notre Dame. So, again, a credit to them. And then, two, you got to execute. So they did that throughout the weekend. I thought our guys played good defense. And, obviously, we kind of did some damage yesterday on the scoreboard. But that'll stick with me. Notre Dame will get to go to Omaha and enjoy that and probably do some damage. It's a really tough group. And I think what needs to stick with our guys once time passes, which they say time heals all wounds. I don't know who they are, because sometimes those take a long time, but 57, that's a lot. That's a lot. A team that, bunch of good kids, a couple maniacs out there, but accused of bats. I've never seen a kid accused of doctoring a ball, accused of doing the Astros and banging on the bench. There's other. Accused of signaling 3-3, and that's supposed to be the double bird. A lot of that stuff was just, because of how dynamic they were as a group and what they accomplished. And they did some extraordinary things. And really, it was just kind of like yesterday. You slide Trey Lipscomb into the 4-hole, Drew Gilbert's out, and gets an RBI in the first inning. That obviously is not the most important play of the weekend, but it's one, to me, that defines this group of a bunch of guys that got each other's back.
Questions will start with Ben in the back.
Tony, it just kind of seemed at different moments all throughout the weekend, just outside of yesterday's game, something wasn't crisp, whether it's defense, pitching, hitting. Just can you put your thumb on maybe what went wrong in general this weekend?
No, I think there's a couple of occasions. It's obviously emotional, and our guys have their thoughts on Nebraska, which is what all kids do at this time of the year, really, all kids just in general. And so I think we got stunned a couple times. That's nothing new in my opinion. So when that happened, maybe some things showed up that you saw that weren't crisp. But overall, I thought our guys had good vibes all weekend long for majority of the time, and we played a really good opponent. And you just kind of knew it. Today was going to come down to the ninth. I think with my interference, it started earlier than that, but you knew it was going to kind of come down to the end there. So it's going to be hard fought, whoever won.
So that was Tony Vitello talking post-game. He's coach of the team. What is he going to say?
Listen, it started off really well. Classy, congratulated Notre Dame. Took accountability. If you take accountability, you're instantly a winner in my book. That's something that just so many. That's how you can tell if a man is weak or strong, right? If he goes out there and blames someone else or something else, he said, "I had made some decisions and put my team in the best spot to win. That's on me." All right. Now, a lot of coaches will say that and then go rip the team a new one, right? But from the most part, it takes a man to go up there and admit when he's wrong. And then he goes, and then he's like, he just starts basically listing out the sins of Tennessee baseball. He's like,
we've been accused a lot.
Here's all the bad things we did. Well, he's like, we've been accused of these things, and half of them happened. So
yeah, we've been accused of these things that we didn't like people pointing out that we were doing. It's literally the reason why now that people are talking about it. That's why people were preying on the downfall, like you were saying. That's why they were, because you were the heel. They were the heel. I'm not showboating and all that. I like it, but there's parts where you can't showboat and then also be a baby when somebody does some back to you, and that's where balls are done.
I like it too. Well, a lot of what I got heat for saying I like Tennessee's attitude, but if that attitude comes with the entire holy sea of baseball coming out with their holy inquisition against you, I wouldn't do it. If I would have known the repercussions, I would have not done any of that, because obviously, I mean, we're on inquisition level hate right now.
Yeah. That one's tough. All right, we need to get ready to go to a break. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. We're still trying to figure out the phone lines, see if we can get that in. But, hey, we always like people to try and be our guinea pigs a little bit. Before we go to the break, if you want, we got to talk about our friends over at Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. That's 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. Check them out on the web. It's the best way to do it, I'm telling you. Go to NissanofRivergate.com. You could take a full inventory. You could see everything they have right there on the lot. Take a virtual tour of every vehicle. And the most important part, they're open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, right there on their website. If you need any questions, you have any questions, any thoughts, anything that you want, they have somebody there waiting for you to get you answers right away. Go check them out once again, NissanofRivergate.com. And it's more than just a buying experience. Everything they have at the lot. It is the parts and service department. It's their blue ribbon paint and body shop. They have it all for your vehicle, not only for your purchase, but to get your vehicle back on the road. Check them out once again, 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. All right, and NissanofRivergate.com. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Good afternoon. It's busy, but it's moving out here on the South Loop, the West Loop. Watch your speed, 65 down through certain parts of Williamson County. Same goes for I-40 out through Wilson County in the Mount Juliet area. 5th and Shelby was tied up pretty good on a wreck involving some injuries. Princess Hot Chicken now hiring at all their locations. If you haven't seen that menu in a while, check it out, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Great news from Rocket Mortgage. You could unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In fact, in the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could unlock all that cash in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up, because nobody knows how long these low rates will last. Put your hard-earned money to work. Make your life better. Build a home office, remodel your kitchen, or simply save that cash for a rainy day. Today's rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.25%, 3.48% APR, so you can lock in a great low monthly payment. When you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Dry rub wings are back at Slim Chickens. Fresh, fried, and full of flavor. Like smooth and kickin' cayenne ranch, zesty lemon pepper, or turn it up with new spicy Nashville hot. Try them today with a meal or feed your hungry crowd. But hurry, they're only back for a limited time. At Slim's, bold flavor is what we do. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
I gotta tell you something. It's kind of a self-embarrassing story. I'm just hanging out with my mom, and she's watching My 600-Pound Life.
Great show.
The woman was 670 pounds, and her boyfriend, I'm like, no way, looks like me.
The afternoon stretch. Afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Welcome back to the afternoon stretch. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. Like Bruno said earlier, other things happened outside of Tennessee being vanished to the shadow realm.
Yep. Every single wide receiver that was trying to get A.J. Brown money is going back to camp. Kyler Murray. Every person that wanted money is now at camp.
Simply all of them. You know what? We were going to go one way with this, but let's go another way. With it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because you mentioned wide receivers.
I just thought of it, and I was like, this is hilarious. Like everyone but A.J. Brown absolutely lost.
So A.J. Brown over the weekend went to Twitter, and it's always fun. I mean, I personally respect the guy for keeping this going. I don't know if everybody saw this. I know Titans fans are going to hate this because, well, I don't know. It's up for a discussion, I guess. A Titans fan replied to A.J. Brown on Twitter about something. I don't even know what it was he was talking about, but basically,
the original tweet is lost. It doesn't matter
because
anymore.
it's deleted, and you have to be a wizard to get his tweets. Only Elon Musk has the tweets now. And they said, for the love of God, just stay off of social media, which is, chill.
Yeah.
You're already a villain. No need to make it a stupid villain, in quotes, right? That was the reply to A.J. Brown that started this whole
Some
thread.
burner account with a Houston Oiler helmet, I think.
Yeah.
No personal pictures. Dude's nameless, faceless.
It had the inaugural 98-99 season Tennessee Oilers.
I've said it
logo
before.
on
I'll
there.
say it again. I don't respect anybody that doesn't put their face out there.
I agree with that.
I put my face, my job. I put everything behind what I say
on the line.
And I've had one really close take. That's about it. I've had one where people were really like, "I hate you." That's about it.
Well, as I believe should be society's norm, if you go on somebody's Twitter and say something like that, you're going to get called out for it. A.J. Brown replied and took a subtle shot at the Titans as a whole. He said, for the love of God, I was the best receiver to play for your franchise. Shut up and move on. You mad at the wrong person with a dancing emoji.
I know
Which I don't understand that part. He's just
no,
like,
that's exactly how I would tweet. That's tweets like me.
Yeah.
Listen, when I first read that tweet, I thought he was talking about when he was here. That's what I thought. He was like, I was the best receiver in that franchise. While he was here is what I thought he meant. Not of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't make that all time. His career's not over yet. You know?
Titans, look, this is the problem. Titans haven't had a lot of good receivers.
I know.
If we're taking a whole career based, Randy Moss played for the Titans. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we're taking it that way, then you could say Randy Moss. But any real Titans fan or really any football fan would know when Randy Moss was here, he was terrible. It was either not utilized right or it just wasn't good. A lot of people forget that Randy Moss was a Tennessee Titan, unless you're a Tennessee Titans fan. So which way is he going here? Which way is he going? Is he going best of all time as a Tennessee Titan? He can make an argument.
Yeah, he definitely
can make an argument. Now, if you want to start jumping into stats and you can say things, Derek Mason.
Nerd.
That's different.
Numbers. God, I hate it.
A.J. Brown was here for what, 4 years? It would have been 4 because fifth would have been his fifth-year option. His next one, and he wanted the contract.
The same year.
Did y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. But he could make an actual argument saying that.
By the way, A.J. Brown, hold the cell. Vanderbilt for life.
Yeah, there you go.
No. He was Jordan's teammate when they played us.
Oh yeah, Tayami. There you go. But no, so that is, you can make an argument. Give me another Titans wide receiver, Derek Mason, and that's it.
I saw someone say, "Gosh, now I can't remember his name. What is it with these people?" It's the Baylor wide receiver. The one that we drafted from Baylor, RG3's number one target.
Oh, not Kendall Wright?
Yes,
Kendall Wright.
I don't blame you. The second I saw that, I was like, "You're tripping. You are tripping, dog."
Kendall Wright was the best receiver on one of the worst Titans eras.
Yeah,
and he was. I'm not saying Kendall Wright was bad. He wasn't bad. He went on to the Bears.
But that's when I knew Titans fans were skewed in their opinion. They're not going to be objective. There's still a lot of emotion there.
Oh, for sure.
There's
they
no
hate
objectivity.
A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And hey, let's face it. A.J. Brown hates the Titans.
Yeah.
That's for sure happened now, and which was going to happen. This guy's a huge diva on Twitter already. He was doing that as a Titan.
Hey, calm down calling people divas because they tweet.
Well, no.
The Titans
it's
wouldn't-
what he tweeted.
The Titans wouldn't pay him like $2 million a year.
No.
Whose fault is that?
I'm not talking about the pay. I'm talking about how he already tweets. The guy was always tweeting about like crazy stuff just for attention. You know, how many times does this guy say,
Hey!
I want to be a Titan forever?
We do that too.
Yeah, well, that's different.
Maybe.
It's not that different, actually. But all the same.
Yeah, get called out, by the way. What other radio show would they get called out like that in real time? This is the Bruno Reagan show.
We're back after this. No, it's for AJ Brown, Titans fans cannot make an actual argument against him. You can't. You cannot say, what, Julio Jones? Okay, well, once again, Julio Jones while he was here, terrible.
Not even terrible, just not on the
Yeah,
field.
not terrible. Yeah, that was unfair. But in the grand scheme of things, he wasn't in the top echelon of Titans wide receivers. Now,
Yeah,
all
Titans
time,
haven't had one.
They just haven't. They just haven't. Derek Mason is the only one that you can confidently say was worth anything as a Titans wide receiver. He did a ton of stuff, great special teams unit, and then one of the best had one of the longest rides with the Tennessee Titans. But Kendall Wright was a guy, once again, he was really good in a bad era. Corey Davis had a chance to really grow, I feel like.
Titans have also never had like a top 7 or 8 quarterback, so that also makes it tough for receivers.
Well, you had Steve McNair.
Okay, that's one.
MVP.
That's one. That's one.
It's one.
That's one when I was hardly born.
How are you going to leave Randy Moss out of the equation?
No, see, Ray hadn't been paying attention.
Ray's trying to literally solve Chernobyl over there, and it still has a
I was
take.
paying attention.
When Randy Moss was a Titans wide receiver, I feel like you can't count him as a Titans wide receiver. Yes, he played. Yes,
vetoed. He has been vetoed.
What did he play for? Like 3 games?
It was terrible. Jeff Fisher just had no idea what was going on. He simply had no idea what was going on with him.
Jeff Fisher had dreams of Montana then.
Yeah, he was ready to go. He was ready to go. But outside of anybody, I couldn't even name you another wide receiver that we could even sniff. You can at least mention Kendall Wright, right? You can at least mention him because
he
was good.
Also a first-round draft pick, yes.
You could mention Derek Mason. I think that's the only argument against A.J. Brown. But outside of that, A.J. Brown was. A.J. Brown, in my eyes, I think A.J. Brown was the best wide receiver the Titans have ever had, ever. I really do believe that. Now, if you want to get into stats, start doing all that stuff, that's stupid. I don't care. I'm talking about impact players on the field. A.J. Brown was it. That's unfortunate. He's got you there. Get called out, Titans fan base.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't know. If you're a Titans fan and you're constantly on A.J. Brown's Twitter, you're lost too. You're just as lost as he is.
Yeah.
Just like anybody that uses a burner account.
Well, it's just get over it. That's a lot of this. Get over it. He's with the Eagles now. That's just what's going to happen. And A.J. Brown, also get over it. People are going to hate you. You make millions of dollars. Be happy with it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I do agree with you. A.J. Brown needs better people around him.
For sure. He needs somebody to be like, hey, man, this is stupid. And he clearly has nobody doing that for him, which sucks.
He's probably at the crib just alone on his phone.
So you tell me that A.J. Brown, who used to be so beloved by the Tennessee Titan fan base, is now the #1 villain? Is that accurate?
For villains as they have right now, it's like the Colts and then them, and then A.J. Brown.
It's like Russia, the Colts.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
A.J. Brown.
Let's run to a break. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. They're moving rank 24 eastbound over here near the football stadium, actually, but closer to the Solomon Evans Bridge. It's already crazy over here as it is. 40 westbound, around 2nd at the South Loop. We saw them working direct there a few minutes ago. Just busy on all the major outbound routes. Princess Hot Chicken is now hiring. You can check them out online at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
I'm Kerry Murphy with the Final Lap NASCAR update and the Cup Series from Sonoma. A little road course action where Daniel Suarez is now an official Cup Series winner for the first time in his career, locking himself into the playoffs, putting both Trackhouse racing cars into the postseason.
That's special. That's very, very special. You know, in the very last caution, I was already slow on the caution, and I was able to see in corner 1 on the right there was Dennis Amigos group there, and all of them were cheering in the fence. All of them were excited. That fuels me. You know, that's energy for me, and I knew that I wasn't gonna let them down. I was gonna push, and I was gonna do everything in my power to make this happen. You know, I just can't describe how thankful I am for being able to win the first one here in front of my people.
As mentioned, first career win for Daniel after 195 starts, a very popular win throughout NASCAR. Chris Buescher ends up second, Michael McDowell third, Kevin Harvick and Austin Cindric rounds out the top 5. Pole sitter Kyle Larson led a bunch of laps, but later a wheel fell off his number 5 car, which should put his crew chief on vacation, or should I say suspension, for a month. His teammate Chase Elliott, the road course ace, also led a bunch of laps, but he pit outside the box and he got penalized. Up next on the Cup Series schedule is an off week. Then it's Nashville Superspeedway, 300 laps, 399 miles, Sunday, June 26th, 5 p.m. Eastern on NBC. This is the final lap.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
And now it's Geico's Motorcycle Rules of the Road. Avoid biking in the rain and never touch another person's bike.
Hey guys, look at these bikes. So shiny. Whoops. I'm gonna leave a note. Oh gosh, there's more.
And the rule to saving on motorcycle insurance is, in 15 minutes, Geico could save you 15% or more.
Welcome back, the afternoon stretch. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. The phone lines are back. If you want to jump in, if you were trying to earlier and you're wanting to talk some of the Vols baseball situation, which I know a lot of y'all were, 615-844-5600. We're not going to be able to get to you till the start of the second hour because we only got like a minute left here. But if you want to jump in, save your spot in line because they filled up immediately last time, now's the time to call in if you want to get in. Maybe some of you are pissed off. We tried to get you in earlier and it didn't work.
Maybe you've had time to refine your thoughts now.
Ooh.
A good refinery.
See, that's a good thought there, Bruno. We should do this more often, like have issues, quote, air quote issues, and give people a chance, like their first chance, but then the second one's always going to be
coming from a place of emotion. They're going to come from a place of competency, right? It's
yes.
It's going to be more logistical. It's going to be more thought out. It's going to be
Learned.
more, yes, exactly.
Exactly.
The learned man.
Because on this show, I mean, if you're a listener to the show, a longtime listener, because now we're over a year into it, you know that this is a learned show.
Yes, it is. By the way, hey, I'm having a contract dispute right now.
We're in a real legal battle. It's a real Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp situation.
Bringing it up right now, we're going to civil court.
Bruno keeps pooping in my bed.
Never been to your house. I invited you to my house, and you said no.
I invited you to my house one time for a UFC fight.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You actually did.
Ray, I invited Ray, too.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
We're going to do it then soon. July, was their next card July 6th? We're doing it.
No shot you ever invited me to your house.
Wait, will I be here for July 6th? That's the first week. I may not be here. Oops.
Oh,
Darn,
I
next
invited
one.
Zach to my house. He said, I'm on my way. And then instantly texted back, never mind. I'm not coming.
Yeah, because you live in Clarksville. It sucks up there. There's nothing up there.
Hey, it's a great community of great people. And they all know me. They all know me.
They all do know Bruno, which is scary.
Went to a haircut place and they said Bruno. I was like, hello, lady.
Jump in on the phone line, 615-844-5600. They're wide open when we return for the second hour. First hour's done. Don't go anywhere.
ABC News, I'm Marina Roy. At today's hearing of the January 6th committee, a string of witnesses, both in person and recorded, saying they tried to tell President Trump that the 2020 election was not rigged, but that he wasn't listening. Former Attorney General under Trump, Bill Barr.
I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen and putting out this stuff, which I told the president was bull.
The committee making the case that Trump profited off of false claims that the election was stolen and that those claims motivated the rioters on January 6th. Evacuations in the West with wildfires burning in California, New Mexico, and Arizona. Firefighters battling those wildfires fueled by dry conditions and record heat. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra are now members of the COVID two-time club, both announcing second infections not long after their first. This is ABC News.
Meet Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boosts that turn your H2O into H2O, so you feel like
I like to boost it, my vitamins can boost it. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Because it's not just vitamins, it's Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boost.
Find Boost, the vitamin boosts, at Walmart or walmart.com and give yourself a boost with Boost.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel will be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
Lieutenant, can you tell us what happened today?
Our officers responded to a crash on I-40 westbound this morning. The driver of a pickup truck lost control of the vehicle, veered left, and went into a ditch.
911, what's your emergency?
We've been in a crash. Please send someone. My fiance is hurt.
A front seat passenger was wearing a seatbelt. She survived without injury. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. He died at the scene.
Law enforcement writes tickets to save lives. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Do you find yourself looking for new and exciting things to do locally with your family during the hot summer months? Thanks to Strike and Spare, you don't have to look any further. Sign up today for Kids Bowl Free. Kids Bowl Free is a summer pass where your kids 15 and under receive 2 free games of bowling every day. You can also purchase a family pass that allows you to join in on the fun. Visit any of the 5 local Strike and Spare locations in Hendersonville, Donaldson, Hermitage, Tusculum, and Murfreesboro, or visit kidsbowlfree.com/Strike and Spare and sign up today. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
It's the Bill King Show.
Whoever gets hired at any school, the fan base is immediately hypnotized. Once that guy stands at the podium and he says, "Go team," and here's the way it's going to be, and I'm a winner, the fans automatically just melt. They could hire a guy you've never heard of from a different planet, and once that guy's done at the podium, you'd say, there it is. It happens every time.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Five o'clock here in the Music City. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams. Second hour of the afternoon stretch. So glad to have you alongside with us. We're in a heat advisory. Did you know that?
No, but I can figure it out.
Yeah, it's a real, I think right now I'm seeing, my computer says 97 degrees outside. I think it's more than that.
I have to get some Chipotle to survive tonight.
Oh, yeah. That's what you need. Salt. A lot of salt.
Water retention.
Oh, man. We're so glad you're
Salt
alongside.
retains water, by the way.
It does. Salt pills. That's like a lot of people take salt pills.
Yeah,
especially
they put them in
football.
Gatorade.
Yeah. If y'all want to jump in, 615-844-5600. We're going to go to the phone lines. We're going to be talking a lot of things going on, too. We're going to get a UFC 275 reaction because that was actually a pretty good card that ended up happening over the weekend. We're going to talk the Celtics and Warriors going for Game 5 tonight. I saw a stat. Whoever wins Game 5 in the NBA Finals, they win the entire Finals 73% of the time.
That's still good odds. I'd take that coin flip.
That's great. That's a great odds.
Here's a good question. Would you coin flip at 73% that it doesn't hit for you, but you get $1 billion, or just take $1 million? So you take $1 million if you don't flip the coin, or you flip the coin with a 25% chance to hit for $1 billion. What do you do?
I'll take the $1 million.
Take the $1 million? Yeah, me too.
Bird in the hand, baby.
But that's what I'm saying. 25% isn't that bad of odds. I had to think about it.
It's not that bad of odds. I mean, it's 1 in 4 essentially. So you could. Also, real quick, some news coming out because we are the Memphis Grizzlies affiliate here in Nashville. They signed head coach Taylor Jenkins to a multi-year contract today. They sent out the press release earlier today, congratulating him for a lot of the good that he's done so far with that team. And you got to think that Grizzlies team here soon. They'll be where the Warriors and the Celtics are right now. Maybe next season or maybe the season after that. So Taylor Jenkins will be there for them by their side for a little while here. All right, let's go to the phone line, 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. Steve in Nashville. Steve, how you doing?
We got you.
It works, Steve. Isn't that crazy?
Right. I assume that Womble sabotaged the phone line. The phone cord over there or what?
You know what? That's a good point. That might have happened, Steve.
I won't rub it in. I know it's hard, but their pitching coach needs to catch more blame for. I mean, I can't imagine not having a really good pitching coach there for that big a game. I mean, just you need everything you can get. It's hard. I mean, in this format, only one number one overall seed's won it all. So it's baseball, and I don't know what the stats are on basketball. If y'all can Google that somehow, but how many number one seeds have won it in basketball? So I know football, like Bruno said, it's a whole different game, but baseball and somewhat basketball, it's hard to win a bunch of games.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is. It's top of the mountain, and, you know, it's not like the competition level. The closer you get to the championship, the competition level is going to be better and better each time. And so, yeah, it is tough. I'm surprised, though, I didn't see, because I see all your compadres out on all the, you know, the Facebook messaging groups and all that kind of stuff. They are, I mean, reveling right now in Tennessee's downfall.
Yeah, I mean, that's the downside of being as arrogant, you know, and cocky as they were. If you win it all, that's awesome. But if you lose, that does come back to bite you, especially with social media the way it is nowadays. So it's Vanderbilt, their team was 07 with David Price, local guy. When they were the number one overall seed, they didn't even get out of the region here in Nashville. Michigan beat them on a walk-off. I think it's just, I mean, young guys, you start pressing, one thing doesn't go right. It's kind of ironic that Tennessee, their field dimensions kind of came back to bite them, because that guy that hit the 2-run homer to tie it up, he'd only hit one home run all year, and that ball's probably a double down the line in 99% of the other parks in the country. So, you know, you kind of live by the sword or you die by the sword a little bit with that. So they got a lot coming back, so they'll be tough next year. But I will say it didn't hurt my feelings to see them go down.
Hey, I got an answer for you too, Steve, real quick. Number one seeds in the NCAA tournament, they win almost 80% of the time. Now, there's 4 of them, obviously, that come out of number one seeds, but still, almost 80% of the time.
There's usually like a number one overall seed, though, in basketball.
Yeah, true.
Like Saga. I don't know if that might be harder to pin down, but that's tough. Baseball is just, you get a couple of hot pitchers like Notre Dame did yesterday, and just like Ole Miss, I mean, about a month ago, their coach was pretty much all but fired, and they were one of the last teams in with Notre Dame, and now they're in Omaha. So and if Auburn wins tonight, that'll be 4 SEC teams in Omaha, and then if you count Texas and Oklahoma, that, you know, future SEC team, that'd be 6 out of 8. I mean, talk about dominant in baseball. It's tough. It's tough to go through that conference.
No, it is. And it's only going to get tougher too, Steve. And I appreciate you calling in, brother.
No doubt. I'll be going.
If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. It is. I mean, being top of the mountain's hard. I don't know what it is. I just know one seeds.
We are better than everybody. I get to say we. I was a part. SEC for life, baby.
It does truly mean more.
Yes.
I do think, though, with Tennessee, how they lost, I mean, yeah, he mentioned I'm forgetting the team name now. Ole Miss. Ole Miss going in. It's about there is something, especially when you get into tournament plays for any sport, not just, I would say football is less because they can be so just one and done in those games. But anytime you get a tournament, you start looking at what teams are getting hot at the right time. It can just be unfortunate, and that's with Ole Miss right now. They're just getting hot at the right time. And who knows how long that lightning rod can carry them in Omaha. So I mean, there's a lot of that I think goes in with baseball, basketball, not so much football, because you could be playing hot, but it's weeks, in between games.
Well, there's 11 people on the field, so if you're hot and the other 10 or whatever, it's like, oh, whatever. Yeah. I ran a good route, 3 and out.
Yeah. But I just feel like Ole Miss, you just look at them, they just got hot at the right time. And I think Tennessee, who, in their regionals were very hot. They were won all the way through. And then you have in their in the super regionals, they're just going to get knocked out. That's just, them's the way they go. Them's the breaks. That's just how it is for them. So I think if you're a Tennessee fan, it's just one you got to grin and bear it right now. Because
most of them are doubling down.
They are, but I'm thinking if you're somebody who's trying to get through this time, that's what you have to do. Let's go back to the phone lines if you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. Tony in Nolensville. Tony, how you doing, buddy?
Good afternoon, guys. And I'm going to just flat tell you, I'm not going to be easy like Steve Smitho was right there. I'm going to lay the icing on them because I've heard it for 6 and 8 weeks how great this team was, how they wanted to do this, how they wanted to be the villain. It was known across the country how this team carries on and their behavior and disrespect for their game and disrespect for their opponent. It was known, and I tell you what, you disrespect the game, it comes back to bite you in the butt. Karma is a witch. Y'all know that. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times Ryan McGee said it the other day on Ryan and McGee on Saturday morning. They lost focus of what was in front of them for trying to carry on. They were always seemed to see what was their next antics they could do, the next showmanship. You know what, guys? Showmanship and clowns is for the circus, not for the baseball. You can have all the fun. We've seen teams have all the fun if they hit a home run and do things and come back in the dugout. But when you start disrespecting your opponent, like Beck did, flipping off the Georgia Tech fans and said he blacked out, yeah, right. And when you start doing things like that and you got a player turn around and drop the F-bombs to an umpire cussing him, and you got a pitching coach, could y'all imagine Scotty Brown running past Tim Corbin coming out of the dugout to charge an umpire? Could y'all imagine that? No, you can't imagine it because it wouldn't happen. And you got those things going on up there. The team was out of control.
Well, just to play devil's advocate,
all their showmanship, and they got exactly what they deserve, sitting at home with the Vanderbilt fans and the Vanderbilt boys watching the College World Series. That's exactly what they got. And the other thing, when you've got a coach letting that happen, he needs to turn. I'd be toning it back a little bit. And because it seemed to me it got way out of hand. Did I relish Notre Dame beating them? You're damn right I did. Because I didn't want them representing the SEC and having everybody talk about this. The SEC gets enough of flack now. We didn't need to have that team in there trying to get even more. The baseball gods didn't want classless play in Omaha. That's what I've got to say.
Hey, Tony, I like it. Bruno,
Is that heavy enough, Bruno?
I think it was good. Bruno wants to play devil's advocate here, though.
That was good. I was just saying, it's all a matter of perspective. Like, he was like, Tim Corbin would never let a player run. Well, what if that, that could be seen as, Tim Corbin doesn't let his players express themselves. He's a ruthless dictator that rules his team with an iron fist, Tony. You know what I'm saying? It's all a matter of perspective. We're Vanderbilt people. So is Tennessee to blame for just, being able to be out? Something I don't agree with is when they started bumping into umpires and stuff like that. That's and Zach knows I'm genuine with it. That's ridiculous and out of pocket. Dropping an F-bomb, the middle finger was bad. I mean, it's just pointless, right? But dropping an F-bomb, sometimes it gets emotionally charged out there. And in football, it happens. every 10 seconds to where it's numb. You know,
you hear it through the TV broadcast.
It's like it's ridiculous.
Their field mics are picking it up.
So
all the time.
I have a tough time relating to this whole, you know, like the wisdom of the scroll of the ancient Vanderbilt baseball gods. You know, it's just that's my issue. I mean, I pray to God too that they lost. So we're on the same page there. All right.
Hey, Tony, I appreciate you calling in, brother. All right, let's go back into the phone line, 615-844-5600. Mike in Melrose. Mike, how you doing?
I'm all right. We got a little Smith-O sandwich going on here with Tony in the middle.
Holy.
Now, and Vanderbilt over the years, we've had our share of fun. We do the plate stop. I used to spike the ball. We've had our share of fun out there. We've had our share of fun in Omaha.
You guys like whistling?
As far as I'm not a fan of that. I will admit I'm not a fan of that. Now Notre Dame, y'all, slight correction. Notre Dame, they were not one of the last ones. They should have been a host. They were pretty much ranked all year. Now Ole Miss was the one who, and they went from being like ranked number one to, at one time they were 14-21 in the 7-14 in the SEC, and they got hot at the right time. Just like in 19, Michigan. They barely made the tournament. They won the Big Ten tournament just to get in, and the same goes for Virginia in 15 when they won it all. They were one of the last teams. They just got hot at the right time. If Auburn does make it tonight, which I'm going to be pulling for, 4 SEC teams, Vanderbilt went 5-5 against them. So even in a so-called down year, 5-5 against 4 teams that might be in Omaha, that's not too shabby.
Do you look for those kind of silver linings? Is that because I feel like that's something you can cling to, but I don't know. I hear that kind of stuff. I feel like that's like a loser kind of. It's like loser speak to me. I'm not calling you that, Mike. I'm just saying it was a bad season for Vanderbilt, and I agree with you. In a down season like that, you still can show those stats, but that doesn't make it feel better this season, right?
I don't feel like it was a down rebuilding year. Like I had somebody the other day ask me, what happened to Vanderbilt this year? I said, well, we won 39 games. We faced some good competition. We lost our top 2 starters and another guy. I mean, you look. You want to say somebody had a down year? You point to the defending champs, Mississippi State.
Yes.
They did not even make it. That's a down. You don't even make it to Hoover. Yeah, they had some injuries, and they had guys drafted, but.
Or it's a normal year, and their fluke year was them winning.
Well, that's just Corbin just knows how to reload. Yeah, we've had 2 or 3 guys that's going to transfer, but that's happening everywhere. Because if you're not happy with your playing time, or you get benched because you lead the league in strikeouts like our shortstop, that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just curiously wondering that. That's the only reason why I asked. I had no other ill intention behind it. But when are you going to come punch Bruno in the face?
We came within one more game of getting back to the Super Regional. And, you look back at how Carter Holton did down the stretch. Now he beat Ole Miss team 3-1 in Hoover, and that's a team that put up 22 runs against Arizona last week. They just destroyed Southern Mississippi, but outscored them 15-0.
Let me ask you a quick question, Mike, because obviously you follow Vandy boys very, very, very tightly. What do you think about Christian Little and Carter Young going in the portal?
Like I say, Carter, he did it to himself. He went from being a first-round draft pick to all of a sudden, I don't know if he was just swinging for the fence every time, but when you're striking out about 3 times a game, we finally just had to go with somebody else. And the Christian Little, I don't know if there might be something else going on behind the scenes. I'd heard he got suspended for a few games this year, so I mean, there might be more to it. I mean, this is the same kid who left high school early because he wanted to come play at Vanderbilt last year.
Yeah.
So I don't ever feel like Corbin had anything to do with it. But the right fielder from last year, I heard that he had some issues going on too that were off the field. Isaiah Thomas, that's why he didn't come back.
Yeah.
So I would never say Corbin's running these people off. Some of them they get somebody else better to fill in for them, so they go with the younger guy.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks I appreciate you calling in. Unless you got something else.
Hey, I do need one of y'all, you or Poke, and give me the address. Whether I've got something I want to get. You're a Kansas City Royals fan, right?
I am.
Okay, we got something my dad got as a piece of turf from their Kaufman Stadium. I'd like to drop off for you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I appreciate it so much, Mike. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Take care.
Definitely. Hey, anytime I get a chance to get free stuff,
It's a gift Zach deserves. A piece of dirt from middle of Kansas City, Missouri.
It's turf, Bruno. Do you know what the difference between turf is and dirt?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's always like, what's
Peabody.
better? Everyone always come up to me and be like, what's better, grass or turf field? I'd be like, I don't know. There's literally no difference.
You really feel that way?
Yes. I can't care. So enjoy your little piece of dirt.
You're
Mike,
just mad.
I would like a number 10 from Wendy's.
I was about to say, Mike, you're just mad Mike didn't want to give you anything.
Yeah, he
and you just want food. That's all
I
you
want
want.
a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. No pickles. What? What's wrong with spicy chicken sandwich?
Yeah. Everybody's got their downfalls. All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. First, before we do, though, the NBA Finals are nearing the end. Don't miss out on your chance to score big on FanDuel Sportsbook. Throughout the NBA Finals, FanDuel is giving new customers $200 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Bet the money line, point spreads, player props, and so much more. Plus, you can combine your bets for an even bigger payday with a same-game parlay. I love the same-game parlays. They're the best. That's the best way you want. The best way to bet is doing that way just now. Just sign up with promo code TAS, the afternoon stretch, TAS. If you haven't tried FanDuel, now's the perfect time to give it a shot because the only thing sweeter than watching the finals is cashing in on all the action. Join today with promo code TAS, again, the afternoon stretch, and turn a $5 bet into $200 in free bets, win or lose. Make every game feel like Game 7 with FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel, official partner of the NBA in the state of Tennessee. You got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager. Only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is not the only choice when it comes to buying, selling, or trading your vehicle, but it is the best choice. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. And their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are in the right hands. If you're feeling rugged, check out their brand new Titans. Or you might be feeling sporty and want to check out the all-new Maximus. And don't forget about their award-winning parts, service, and body shop. They have everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com, where they are open 24/7 or in person at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison. Or if you want to give them a call, it's easy at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Dealing with ED is difficult enough, but the pressure of not satisfying your partner makes it even worse. ED can be tough on a relationship, but at HIMSS, you can contact a medical provider online and, if appropriate, get the prescription medication that treats ED at affordable prices. HIMSS ED medication has the same active ingredients as Viagra, but because it's generic, you pay 90% less. That's right, 90% less. A whole month's supply is just $30, and it's sent right to your home for free in discreet packaging. HIMSS offers the same medication you'd get from your doctor, but without the copay, expensive appointments, or awkward face-to-face conversations. And with HIMSS, every online visit is free, and your relationship right back on track. For a free online consultation, go to forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free visit. forhims.com/joy.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
One of the legends, Icky Woods. We love pork rinds.
So you're not the only one. So I get some pork rinds, and I'm smiling high hog. Get your pork rinds, man. Ain't nothing like them. They got all kinds, too. They got dill, pickle, man.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton. WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
Welcome back to the afternoon stretch. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams, the Zen Bruno Reagan. You look like Kung Fu Panda sometimes.
So my high school wrestling coach called me.
Really?
Yeah.
So you got called that in high school, and then
Except in high school, I was a total alpha male. So
in college you got called Nacho Libre.
yeah,
Just nothing but Jack Black movies.
yeah. My mom always, when I was a baby, said when I was like a little kid, she's like, "You kind of look like Jack Black too."
Oh, well, you know what? Jack Black's cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's your call name.
Trending.
Jack Black?
No, Panda.
Oh, Panda.
Just black. And we'd all understand, but it'd be funnier having to explain it.
Well, now you're making us talk about what it is. It's not that funny. So we had a good fight card over the weekend we wanted to talk about. UFC 275 happened. I was shocked a little bit how good the card was. I thought it was going to be a real poo-poo stinker, but it was pretty good. What were your thoughts on it?
First of all, ignore the Bruno's bets that went down. That never happened. We're starting Bruno's bets this week. All right.
Yeah. Wait. What about Reagan's? Did Reagan's hit?
His was actually better because Wang Lee. I can't remember what he said about Teixeira, but he had Wang Lee, and I think
I'm glad I didn't put that $21,000
Yeah,
down like I said I was.
He had So he had her, and he put Santos in there, who arguably won the fight. I think he was very biased. He was pretty adamant about Santos winning against Shevchenko, and I watched the fight and I was like, oh, that could go either way. But he was so confident after in the fact that Santos won that I think his bias got a little to him. So sorry.
Well, let's just talk about the three fights.
Yeah, three main ones.
Starting with Wei Ling. Joanna's retiring. She's done.
Yeah, that surprised me. She waited all that time, came back and did a camp. I guess she wanted to make, one more run at the belt. But, hey, man, I've been there. Dude, being an athlete sucks. Like, it is just absolutely awful. I mean, optimizing every little detail of your life. I get it. And so if you've gotten your cheese, which I think she does, cheese being money for all you old heads out there. She's gotten
cheddar.
She's gotten her cheese, you know what I'm saying?
What did Marshawn Lynch call it? Chickens?
Yeah.
Make sure
take care of your chicken.
Yeah, take care of your chicken. That he made that up on the spot. That was he meant to say cheese, I bet, and just was like, yeah, no, I said chicken.
I don't think he thinks that much at all. So it's probably just whatever flows. He's in the flow state.
Wei Ling, just she's good for that. I don't know. You think she'll ever be a champion again?
Who? Lee?
Wei Ling. Wei Ling Zhang.
Well, if she can get past God Ultra Instinct Rose Namajunas, because whenever Rose fights her, I mean, it's just Super Saiyan level MMA, and then
she comes out of nowhere.
So if she could get past that, I guess. The thing about Lee was always she was just an alpha male and trapped in this 105-pound Chinese woman's body. I mean, she just goes to war. She has no fear. She would beat people before she fought them, just off the sheer just brutality she fought with. She was also reckless, not a lot of technique in her striking. She's trying to clean up her technique now recently, and it was a nice little back fist she hit. But I think after watching the last fight, I mean, honestly, they should just nuke that division, make them all move up. Because
they really
why?
should. Yeah. It's starting to separate really, really quick. Yeah. All right, now Valentina Shevchenko taking on Santos. This is the one a lot of people had a lot of controversy for. We got that right in the bets, though, where we had the over on the rounds for this fight. This one did go all the way through.
People like to think that, she's unbeaten, so she's going to, get a finish in 1 or 2 rounds. That never happens. She always fights it super smart. And in this fight, some would say she didn't even fight it smart, but she was fighting to the finish. It's just one of those things where I think it's the argument of damage versus control, which I think has been a real recent argument. When it comes to how I would score, like in the past, like 5-10 years ago, I think they valued wrestling and the takedown more back then. Like if you were getting taken down and that was it, it was over. But Shevchenko will get she got some good damage in before she would get taken down, before these like sprawl single legs. And I guess that won her the fight. I think that's been a transition in judging recently. And for as much as people thought Santos won, Shevchenko looked like she the entire time they read that split decision, she was at the camera like smiling with no life behind her eyes. Like she knew she was going to win. So, hey, maybe the fix is in.
That was a strange one. Now going to the main event, which was the best fight on the card, on a card that had a lot of good fights. Yeah, yep. Glover, Teixeira, Yuri Prochaska. Tremendous fight.
Exactly how it went down. Yuri, how I thought it was going to go down. Yuri is like, I'm this amazing striker. Everyone's like, he's just going to toy with him. He's going to be like John Jones, not even close. Yuri does this thing with Yuri is a physical specimen, but I have real issues with people that fight with their hands down, especially in the light heavyweight division. You're going to get hit with a human cannonball. John Jones, light heavyweight John Jones would axe murder Yuri. Yeah. You see those elbows that Glover was landing? Elbows was John Jones.
Ooh, that one that split the eyebrow.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a forever cut.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be it's constantly going to get opened up in future fights.
Yep.
It's going to be a problem forever for Yuri.
Forever.
Especially him being a white person, which just white people cut a whole lot easier when it comes to fights. That's just
man. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? No, you get the fair skins guy. I bet you your dad would talk about that. That's a very proven thing in boxing.
I don't disbelieve you.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the context of that statement.
It's something with the fair skin.
Weak white boy, That's immediately what my mind goes to.
I'm like, now you've made me question it, so I don't know. Now I'm worried if I might be spreading misinformation. But I'm pretty sure that's true.
God, I love spreading misinformation.
Trust me, source, trust me, bro.
So anyways, Yuri I think Yuri needs to really, learn to fight with his hands up, because Glover was hitting him absurdly hard. I think the fight kind of turned what people are having a lot of problem with. So Glover was going to win that fight. If the fight just ended on time, Glover was going to win it. The scorecards are out. He was going to win by decision. Yuri gets this rear naked choke with no hooks in. I mean, they're both gassed beyond belief. Just absolute Hail Mary, gets his hands around his neck and strangles him. Before that, in the middle of the 5th round, Glover hits him so hard. I mean, it looked like he was going to TKO him. He didn't have to really press the advantage because he was winning the fight. Mm-hmm. He could have just kept picking him apart. Because when you're damaged, your thought process just isn't the same. So Yuri already doesn't defend himself, so he's going to defend himself even less. So just you don't have to rush for the finish. But what Glover did was he was like, I'm not going to rush for the finish or just keep picking him apart. I'm going to pull, guillotine from a guard, and he did the Conor McGregor pull, which is where I don't know what Glover was thinking, man. These guys grab.
He was thinking, I'm tired and hurt and just doing training.
They grab the head and they just fall backwards. Like Glover threw his legs up like maybe above Yuri's knees. For that to work, you have to control the opponent's hips. Your legs need to hop up above the hips, and if they slide a little down, that's fine. But he just threw, and his leg work was extremely lazy guillotine finish. So of all the finishes to go for, I mean, that one was just absolutely brutal.
He was gassed, though.
Yeah, so why? But you know who was more gassed? The guy who was knocked into the rings of Saturn. You know what I'm saying? So if you're hitting him and you're getting clean shots and the guy has no defense and you can manage your distance because his head's down here at waist level just getting rocked back and forth, just keep doing that. You know what I'm saying?
He could have threw one knee and ended the whole thing.
That's the difference between a champion and not a champion. That's why Glover isn't the champion anymore. Yuri, he really doesn't fight like a champion either. He just willed a way to win, so good for him. But I don't think light heavyweight division is wide open, which by the way, very underwhelming division also. I wasn't too impressed with Yuri. Just straight up saying, John Jones set the bar so high. Watching these guys, knowing what light heavyweight John Jones would do, is
they all made crazy. It seem like Yuri was white John Jones coming out. Like that was the way he throws it.
He's not even close.
Not even nowhere near.
John Jones takedown defense,
John
grappling
Jones right now could come back, just cut the weight, come back, and he would instantly have the belt.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
John Jones's grappling is extremely underrated.
Yeah, it is. There's no clear cut, and like I like Glover. He's 42 years old out there doing that. That's impressive in itself.
Absurdly insane.
Yeah,
extremely impressive.
It makes zero sense. Let's go to the phone lines. Reagan, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, Bruno, I'm taking all your stuff out.
Oh, okay.
Brought in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm removing everything that I brought in today. Just to, how could you do this to me?
I appreciate it. Well, I mean, I'm sorry that betrayal hit you that hard, but I'll see you tonight. And
Okay.
you can't fight me. I would absolutely destroy you.
Well, yeah, that's true, because I wouldn't use weapons against you. So.
I would drive my car through you. If it came to life and death with you, I would take you out. What's up?
This is a strange phone call.
I told you all about Wade Lee beforehand. He's too good of an athlete for most people to deal with. Henry Cenudo camp, she's been working with him on the grappling. You knew it was coming. She even told people she was going to grapple. When you wrestle a striker, it makes them legitimately a lot worse striker. And who won the fight, Zach, the second one?
Shevchenko and who do you think won, Shevchenko over Santos?
For me, I think what you were saying, talking about damage. I mean, Santos
I baited you into it.
Yeah, she looked terrible.
I baited you into that decision.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, Bruno, you need to slap him. I told Bruno to slap you beforehand if you said that, but I wanted somebody on my side. Listen, here's my point. From a judge, I'm watching the fight. It's really, really clear Santos won the first round. The second round was closer, but the only reason it was close is because the referee did an impromptu stand-up when she was inside working. She worked for submission. In the history of MMA, there's been one other fight take that path, and the guy that was on bottom win. And that was when Kevin Randleman fought Boss Rutten, and there's rumors of that fight being fixed.
Oh, that would be a fixed fight. It was long. It was in that era, so
yeah.
Yeah. When I watched that fight, I treated it as if I was a judge, and I was simply halfway through it. I thought there's no way they're going to be able to take this after the third round. Now that headbutt really changed the fight. Santos showed her toughness by making it through, but there's no way if you go by the judging in the system. Ring control is so important. It has never been discussed. If that was true, the Diaz's would have won all these fights that they got destroyed in. There's just no way they could score that fight that way. And whoever scored it, 49 to 46, I'm just going to say that they should never be allowed to watch MMA again. Just simple.
Hire me for that job. I want it.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd make that much.
Here's the thing that most people don't understand. When the UFC travels, they become the sanctioning body.
Yeah.
And that's another reason I'm really concerned. They wanted Valentino to remove Ronda from the record books, and she was going to do it. I'm not going to say it was a fixed fight because it was close enough that possibly a really, really bad judge could have gave it for Valentino. But she did not. Any rules and any regulation, she lost that fight.
Listen, I'm not above accusing conspiracy against the UFC. DC and Khabib weigh-ins. You know what I'm saying? Drug testing. I think the UFC tries to help it with some other guys. Getting around certain systems. Brock Lesnar. Maybe even Jones.
Yep.
I remember there was one.
Jones supposedly hiding under the
ring. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bull. They would have found him. They knew where he was at.
I think I'm not above accusing him of conspiracy. I remember one guy was like Dana, like there's a viral clip of Dana watching the Yuri fight where he chokes him and he's all happy he chokes him, and someone was like, "That's a conflict of interest. Dana White has a bias of fighters. I told you guys." It's like, yeah, of course he does. You buffoon. What kind of analysis is that? I'm also a fat white guy. You're preaching to the choir. Of course, it's just a dude. Like, what do you mean conflict of interest? So of course he has favorites, and of course he has biases. And Dana White openly has hate biases. So I have no doubt that they're trying to get this Ronda record out. Which is she 1 fight away now, or is it broken?
Yeah, 7. She's ahead 7-6.
Okay, yeah, then that's done.
Yeah. So Ronda's out of the record books, and they would like to get her out completely, because they were wanting to bring her back for the 135 fight, so with Pena.
And what'd you think about Glover and Yuri?
Really felt bad for the 5th round. Those guys were just so dead. My God, Glover, listen to your corner. You could hear them screaming,
You can't listen. He has blood running through his ears just from how hard his body's trying to keep up. I need to petition any fight that's light heavyweight or over, no 5 rounds. Just let these guys go 3. I mean, it's just not... It's stupid. Like, why put the same rules that of 105-pounders, the flyweights, to a heavyweight, 25 minutes in a ring? That's ridiculous. And no one wants to see it, too. No one wants to watch Derek Lewis in round 5.
I don't think there should be any divisions below 135.
Yeah, if they're going to keep the ultra heavyweights out, I agree with you.
Yeah, if you're going to take that out, take out everything below 135. Other than Whaley, who can really stop a fight? Rose can some with kicks, but that's about it. Yeah. 115. There's just nothing there. 125. I mean, as dominant as Valentina's been, she's really not a knockout artist. She's a point fighter. She pieces people up.
Hey, Reagan, we're up against the break, brother. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys.
Thanks, man.
He's talking to me, but...
Yeah, he loves me too. It's okay. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. Final segment coming up here on the Afternoon Stretch.
Winning Davidson Reserve Whiskey is the truest expression of what originally inspired Pennington Distilling Company, based in Nashville, to open a distillery in 2011. It's a reflection of Tennessee heritage that connects Tennessee to a long and storied history of distilling alcohol. Each expression is mashed, distilled, aged, and bottled right on site. Davidson Reserve takes pride in our craft, and we are honored to share it with you. Pick up a bottle of one of our award-winning Davidson Reserve whiskeys from your local retailer today. Award-winning Davidson Reserve Tennessee Whiskey is one of the world's first chances to experience and taste a small batch craft Tennessee whiskey. Taste this locally distilled, aged, and bottled spirit today. Award-winning Davidson Reserve Tennessee Whiskey.
Ad paid for by Anthem Tax Services. Attention! If you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes by up to 99%. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-297-0674 to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-297-0674. That's 800-297-0674. Again, 800-297-0674.
Greg Pope back once again to tell you about Bongo Java, Nashville's oldest and most celebrated coffee company, now also located in the Omni Nashville Hotel. Reward yourself for surviving Nashville traffic with fresh, locally roasted coffee, classic handcrafted espresso drinks, and fresh baked goods all day long. And free Wi-Fi so you don't have to work from home. #1 in customer service. You made it through the traffic. Reward yourself with a perfect pick-me-up at Bongo Java. Fresh coffee, delicious treats, great atmosphere. Open 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. daily. Bongo Java at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
For exclusive Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast throughout this afternoon. Mostly sunny, temps low 80s, mostly clear overnight tonight, lows near 60. Saturday, a sunny day, highs in the mid 80s, wind gusts to 20 miles per hour, and mostly clear Saturday night, lows near 60. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on Nashville Sports Radio. I'm WNSR's Joe Gardner.
Sports Radio WNSR.
Welcome back to the afternoon stretch. Final segment before we got some Braves baseball we're getting you to. Bruno Reagan, Ray Dosky, Zach Williams here in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. NBA Finals Game 5 tonight. 2-2 in the series. I talked about it earlier. The winner of Game 5 in the NBA Finals wins the finals as a whole, hoists the championship up 73% of the time. 73% of the time. That's why tonight's very, very important. It's so important, we got to make a Bruno's Bets out of it.
Now, it's time to make money off of other people playing sports, because taking gambling advice from a guy named Bruno isn't shady at all. This is Bruno's Bets.
Guaranteed.
I was waiting for it.
To pay off your mortgage.
Come up with something better.
I know, I got to think of something else. Guaranteed to fill up your gas tank, which is about the same now.
Yeah. Guaranteed to make your wife leave you. This has already happened once. So
What?
Bruno's Bets.
Okay,
We're
Matt.
up in the stakes, baby.
Yeah, I don't know about this anymore. So Boston.
Hey, this was your idea.
This is my true.
Now you must rest in the bed you made.
Boston's headed to California tonight. They're about an hour and a half or so away from tip-off. The spread right now is Golden State favorites by 4. Money line is Golden State minus 166 with an over-under of 210.5. They, just for clarification reasons, they cannot score a half-point shot in the NBA.
Listen, this is what I'm thinking, all right? There has not been a close finals game yet. Not a single one. So this +4, -4 really doesn't matter. I think the value play is the money line on the Celtics, okay? And the home court hasn't really mattered much either. They're even down the middle, home and away. So if I'm talking from a pure value standpoint, the move today would be putting it on the Celtics money line.
Plus 140 on FanDuel Sportsbook, code TAS if you're going to check that out.
On the money line. And also, I like having fun. So I have one smart play, and I parlay it with one fun play. And that's really tame for me. Usually I'm putting 4, 5, 6, 7 leg parlays.
It's always one leg too long.
This is one that's going to win because it's how many? 2. I'm throwing a unit on it right now, and you get almost 4 units back.
What is it?
Oh, you want me to explain my unit?
No. Sorry. I'm wanting to explain your bet.
Celtics money line, and I'm also taking the over because if you bet the under in the finals, boring.
Hey, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. So that is a plus 333 right now on FanDuel. $5 will win you $16.18.
That's big buckaroos for only 2. All right.
That's not bad. And it's very possible that happens tonight. I mean, with the series so far, we haven't seen anything.
Just take the money line. You don't need that +4 you don't need that +4. No, if the Celtics are going to win, they're going to win by 20. If the Warriors are going to win, we're going to know by the second quarter, all right?
Yeah, they're going to be shooting them out of the gym. I want to put Ray Dosky on the spot because they right now have a special going on with first basket scored.
I love these ones.
Ray Dosky, who do you believe will be the scorer of the first basket in tonight's contest?
It's always the 7-foot ugly center from Romania.
The winner is deemed to be the player who scores the first point of the game, including free throws. Who do you think scores first?
Jaylen Brown.
Plus 380.
That's just as good as my parlay.
Yeah.
For a single basket at the beginning.
Steph Curry, plus 550.
No, I think that too. Because usually you go for the safe plays, right? At the beginning of the game. You usually give it to your big man, have him drive, go for that easy too. Right. But Curry, I don't know, 500?
500? Curry to top a 3?
The little devil on the shoulder.
They got to win the tip. That's where the problem comes in.
Or they just, play good D, which...
play good D, and then
Draymond,
Steph...
hello!
Just... from the... just Steph could send us to... rich people.
I would put all my money on Steph, honestly. I mean, honestly, because
all of your money, Ray?
Because if you think about it, if you look at it in terms of this Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green does not want to shoot. He always looks
Ray,
past.
you said all of your money.
And we all know Klay Thompson's always good for Game 6. That's when he scores. Game 5, he's
all your money. It's on it now.
Yeah.
All of your money.
Code TAS.
All of it.
Yep.
God, that would be such a stressful bet. All of my money?
All the money in the
FanDuel
world.
wouldn't even take that much money from me. They're giving me a warning like, you need to call this number.
Get out of here.
And your
TN
coin
Red Line
jar.
now.
You could go get all the money in your coin jar.
All right, we're done for the day. Got Braves Nationals coming up next. We appreciate everybody jumping in, commenting, and watching and calling in. However you did, we appreciate it. Remember, if nobody's told you, I love you and you matter. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. start time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio.